Hey there, this is Mr. Villanueva, one of the counselors here at the Freshman Center. Today we're going to be learning about stress management. So either you by yourself or with your class will be practicing and learning about some stress management techniques. This is super useful because stress is a fact of life, and it can be useful as we learn in this presentation. But along the way, we'll be learning some tips and tricks about how to manage our stress, okay? So just enjoy. So we have a few goals today. One of them is to identify the stressors in our life. Okay, we all have different things that stress us out, and there's also different levels of stress that we'll be finding out. Some is very useful, some can be very overloading, and we'll be learning about stress overload as well. But along the way, we'll be learning and attempting some new ways to relax. Our first tip is playing some music. Slower music like classical music slows down our heart rate and blood pressure. But any music that you love will make you feel good, and they'll definitely help your brain release those feel good chemicals. But if you don't have any access to something to play music with, humming some of your favorite songs or tunes or just making your own music goes a long way in lowering your stress. Okay, next we're going to do a little activity and write down some of the things that we're feeling. And what I want you to do here is to list the 5 things that are stressing you or that you're worrying about. Teachers, please pause this video for the next minute while everyone lists down their stressors. If you're by yourself, feel free to pause this until you're done with your list. Okay, now that you've completed your list, what I'd like you to do is to, with a partner or a group, share your list with them, only if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable with sharing your entire list, pick one of the stressors that are stressing you out in your life. And if you are by yourself watching this video, I'd like you to pause and rank your stressors on your list from the top being the most stressful to the bottom being the less stressful. Teachers, please pause for the next minute or two while your teams are sharing their lists. Okay, so this is a good time for us to talk about what causes stress. One of the greatest sources of stress is changes or uncertainty. You know, stress, if we were to give it an attribute, it always wants to know everything. And the reality is that we can't know everything. So stress is going to show up. All right. But it's important to note that good things can be stressful too, until you get used to it. So let's say maybe the idea of meeting new people is something that causes you stress. All right. But there's a lot of benefits to it. You can make new friends. You can just kind of learn more about yourself by knowing other people. Also, maybe think about school or joining a sport. These things can be stressful to try out at first, but you end up loving them. Eventually, you find something that you really like by just trying it. And, you know, new things are always going to happen to us. So some of the stress is useful. Um, think about it too. Stress is the good kind of stress can motivate us to get some stuff done. You know, we care about our grades or care about, you know, doing well in a sport or anything that we really care about. Sometimes we're like, oh, I'll do it later, but then we start kind of getting stressed about it. So it really motivates us to get things done. Um, Also, stress can you can just feel like a general feeling of just being unsettled or discomfort, like you just don't feel right. And usually, when you're stressed, it's not only one thing that's stressing you out. It's usually a combination of a lot of things. Tip number 2: see your best friend. All right, take some time to see some of your closest friend, especially now that we're all in school and we can maybe hang out a little bit after school. Hanging out with friends reduces those stress hormones in your body. Talking to someone about what's stressing you can always help as well. It helps you express yourself, and you're not really locking all those emotions and worries inside that eat you up. And plus, you might be able to do some fun stuff with your friends. So having a good time and just kind of getting distracted is always a good way to manage stress. Like I mentioned before, there's some benefits to stress. One of them, it could save our lives. So we can talk about like a fight, flight, or freeze response. It's basically like, oh, you're walking in the woods and you see a bear. Oh, snap! That extra stress can definitely motivate you to, fight your way out of it, or run away. It gives you that extra energy because you're feeling stressed out. And also, it can make you more productive. All right, if you channel that stress, that energy that you get into things that are going to prepare you, like, let's say, preparing for a big test or for sports at the end of the week, or asking someone out, that kind of stressful, feeling could motivate you to kind of, okay, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'm going to do things to get rid of it, such as study or practice or just asking someone out. Tip number three, take a 10-minute walk. That's all you really need. It'll help you clear your head. It boosts endorphins. Those are our feel good hormones in our body. It reduces the stress hormones that we feel. And to kind of boost this effect too, walk around green spaces, be around nature. We have awesome gardens in the north part of our building and the west part of our building. Take a stroll through there. But if there's a park or just any kind of nature like area that you can walk in, do it. At least 10 minutes. Combine that with listening to music or something, and I bet you'll feel way better after that 10-minute walk than you did before you started. There's different levels of stress that we experience. For example, positive stress, like you mentioned in other slides, gives us that brief increase in heart rate and stress hormones. That can be a good thing. It can motivate us to get some stuff done. Tolerable levels of stress, those are more serious but temporary stress responses that we feel. But those can be managed through like relaxation techniques and having good people around us that are going to back us up. Now, toxic levels of stress, that's long-term stress. And we feel that very strongly, especially doesn't help if we don't have anyone around us that can help us get out of it or that we feel supported by. And if we're not doing any of these tips to manage our stress. So if we do let stress get to us, we can kind of get down to that toxic level. And that's something we do not want. For our next tip, we're going to try something just kind of relaxing ourselves, all right? And that's called progressive muscle relaxation. So, what I'd like you to do is pick a muscle in your body, let's say your arm or your neck or your legs, and tighten your muscles as much as you can, almost to the point where it hurts. And then once you hold them for a few seconds, relax, okay? This is something that you can do in your class. Teachers, you can choose to do this one, or just you can hear me describe it and then everyone can try it on their own. But essentially, what you want to do is focus on different parts of your body, tighten your muscles, and like you're kind of flexing, and then let them go. Hold for 10 seconds and then let them go. Focus on a new part of your body, flex, and then let it go. All right. Once you work your way all the way up to your face, you'll notice that your body is way more relaxed. One thing that stress does is makes us tense, it makes us rigid. So forcing our muscles to kind of flex and relax on their own kind of resets our body as well. Take the next few minutes to try this activity out. If not, you can move on to the next one. This one's also very helpful if you do privately. Now, we should really talk about stress overload symptoms. All right. Once we're stressed out and it's been for a long time, not only do we feel it in our body, we'll notice it in other ways as well. Here are some of the examples. It by no means covers all of them. It's more the common ones, and you don't have to get all of these just to know that maybe you're a little stressed out. So just kind of keep an eye out for some of these things like irritability, anger, despair. So if you're, quick to get angry at stuff, it could be that you're stressed out about something. Trouble concentrating, overeating or undereating. Some people who are stressed out do not want to eat. Some eat to kind of make themselves feel better. Acne, so if you start breaking out more than usual. Nausea or stomach aches are also a sign of being overloaded with stress. Um, and also diarrhea or constipation. Any kind of change in the way that you kind of go to the bathroom is also a sign that you may be dealing with a lot of stress. Also, after a while, if you're just dealing with stress for such a long time, it kind of wears down your defenses. So you have a lower ability to fight off illnesses. So you're more likely to get sick if you've been stressed out for a long time. And also weight loss or weight gain. So take those all into consideration and notice if some of these things are affecting you in your life. It's easier to say like, oh man, I've been gaining weight, but really think about, hey, why am I gaining weight? Right? Could it be that I've been stressed out? Could it be that I'm overeating to make up for me being really stressed? So it's easy for us to kind of just not pay attention to it. So when you have a moment, really look deep down and see if any of these overload symptoms could be present in your life. All right, for tip 5, we're going to do another exercise here. Teachers, you can make this as long as you need it to be, but I do want to walk you through a breathing exercise. All right, so make sure you're sitting somewhere comfortable and upright. The next part is you're going to inhale through your nose for 7 counts. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to hold your breath for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to exhale for 7 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just to repeat, you're going to sit comfortably, breathe in through your nose for 7 counts. You're going to hold your breath for 5 counts, and then you're going to exhale slowly for 7 counts. All right. What this does, it resets your heart rate, your breathing. As you're stressed, you want to breathe harder, and you're going to get to a point where you hyperventilate, and that's also scary. So what you want to do is reset your body to do it. Sometimes you can kind of convince your mind to calm down, but this is more of getting your body to calm your mind down. All right. So with your group, with your classroom, or by yourself, please take the next 2 to 3 minutes doing these exercises. If you do at least maybe 3 or 4 of them, you're definitely going to see that you're more relaxed. This is also a really good exercise if you have trouble sleeping at night too. All right, this increases some of the oxygen that you get, and it kind of puts you in like that sleepy mode. All right, so please take some time to do this with your group or by yourself, and you'll find that you feel more relaxed. So now let's go over what we learned about stress today. One thing that we should know about stress is that it's a part of life. It's not going anywhere, and it is very natural for us to feel stress. Another thing that we know about stress now is that it's caused by multiple factors. Not just one thing will get us to the point that we're stressed out. It's a combination of things. But we also know that stress can be a good thing. It can motivate us to get some stuff done. Also, too much stress can start breaking us down. So without finding ways to get rid of our stress or dealing with it, it builds up in our body and it can start showing up in different ways. But one thing that we should know is that relaxation exercises help manage stress. So these tips do work. You will see that one or all of them will find a way for you to reduce your stress in your life. Okay. And this is not just a student thing. This is an adult thing. It's a human thing. We all feel stress, and we all need different ways to deal with it. So I hope some of these tips are useful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I also want to leave you with a recommendation for an app. There's other apps out there as well. I just wanted to make sure I can give you one that's available on iPhone and Android. This one will kind of guide you through some breathing exercises as well, and kind of having you stay in the moment when you're feeling stressed out. So check it out. If not, try some of the ones in the Apple Play Store or in the Google Play Store, and see which one fits best for you. The last part is for questions on a regular presentation, but seeing that this is a video, you can't really give me those questions. So if you do have any questions, please reach out to your teacher and ask them any follow-up questions. But if you want to ask me or any of the other counselors questions in person, stop by our office. If you'd like more guided meditation or exercises like these, in a group setting, please let us know. We can also arrange for that. So, with that being said, I hope that you learn more about stress today and the different ways you can kind of deal with it in a way that's enjoyable and kind of get you back on track. Remember, stress is a part of life, but it's only a small part. There's a lot of awesome things in your life that make you really happy. Don't let stress be the one that kind of brings that stuff down. All right. Have a good day.